Hello and welcome back to Lighting Basics. This is the 5th session. Today we'll look at lighting fixtures, what's inside, control types, and then look at commercial, retail applications, and residential, hospitality, and healthcare fixtures. So what's a luminaire? A luminaire are complete lighting units. So it's got a source inside that produces light. It may have some reflectors or some other lens to control the light, which then distributes the light, and it will house control devices like a driver, a photocell, a motion sensor, a Wi-Fi unit, or something that you can be used for the Internet of Things. So here's a picture of an LED downlight. It's got a power supply. What's the power supply? It's a driver. The LED control circuitry is in that driver. It's got an LED array or a module, which you see when you look from the ground. It then has the housing parts, the junction box, the electricals, and the controls, if it has any, a dimmer, a photocell, something to measure some specific item like the amount of widgets that go by or people in a space, which can be used to produce more efficient systems, and we call that the IoT or Internet of Things. And it may even have a device with a Wi-Fi chip in it. Well, we've talked a lot about other light sources, but we really haven't looked at LEDs. This is just a few of the types that you may encounter. Discrete was the original LED, and you saw these as indicator lights. And then we went to surface mounted device. We added 3 chips and called them RGB. We said chip on board, where we use an LED to produce blue light and then convert it into white light. The lumens per watt are extremely high. It's got very long life, good lumen maintenance, and it does require a driver, which we've talked about, which is similar to a ballast. Lighting controls. Is a light switch a control? Well, of course it is. This section really should be automated controls. Think about a warehouse. A warehouse has got many lights on, and in an 8-hour shift, if they're on all day, it probably doesn't make a lot of sense. With a control, when a worker goes into the aisle to do some picking, the light, the control, or motion sensor will pick that up, turn the lights on. When the worker's done picking in that aisle or in that section, the motion sensor will detect no motion or no presence and will turn the light off. It helps to control the cost of lighting and reduce its use. A photocell, we all know them. Those are used mostly outside for dusk to dawn. The photocell detects a small amount of light and turns the fixture on. And then as the sun comes up, it detects a lot of light and turns the fixture off. They are very effective, but are there some other things we can do? Can we look at step-down dimming in that exterior fixture? If we combine a motion sensor with a photocell, well, if there's no motion, the light stays on, but at a lower level. This is also very common in a stairwell. Most of the time, nobody's in a stairwell. So have a small amount of light until someone enters it. Wi-Fi or smart control. Here, you can customize what you want lights to do based upon time of day and or other sensors, color temperature, dimming, circadian lighting, or ability to use light to help people have a more restful sleep. And there's many ways to utilize many of the controls that are out there. Bluetooth is one method, Z-Wave, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, Alexa, Google, and any type of hub. These all are smart controls and a communication path to get a light fixture to reduce energy or do something when it's needed and not just on all the time. I mentioned IoT or Internet of Things. These are sensors to provide feedback for systems or logistics, manufacturing, safety, staffing, etc. They collect data to show times of day when certain lights are needed and maybe when they're not needed, and then adjust them accordingly. So it's all part of the advanced controls that are available and that we can put to use to fine-tune lighting to provide it when needed, and when not needed, either turn it off or dim it. So here's an example of an open office with wireless controls. Now, the fixtures need wires because they do need to have power, but the sensing of what's going on in the room and the transmitting that to the fixture is wireless. In this case, we have a driver that has a 0 to 10 control, which means you can dim the fixture based upon the settings that you prescribe. If there's no occupancy, you can dim it down to 10%. If there is occupancy, you can raise it to 80 or 90%. This office also has a daylight sensor. So for the offices near the window, if you have a lot of daylight or a lot of sunshine, you don't need as much light into that first row. So you would then dim the light until the outside light starts to fade, and then you would bring the light back up. The occupancy sensors, they're there because on Saturdays and Sundays, if no one's in the office, we want to make sure those lights never go on. Or if some parts of the office are not used frequently, an occupancy sensor is a great way to fine-tune the lights. Again, this is just one scenario of many that sensors can be used in combination to fine-tune the lighting load. So what types of fixtures are there? I'm sure you've heard of many of these. There really are three different categories of commercial fixtures for interiors. There's a recessed fixture, which goes above the ceiling plane, and they have a variety of names: a downlight, an accent light, a wall washer, a lensed or parabolic troffer, which are extremely popular, an indirect light that uses the ceiling to bounce the light and use it as a reflector, a cove light, which lights up certain parts of ceilings, and wall slot or soffits. They are all above the finished ceiling. Surface mounts, they're on the finished ceiling, and in residential we call these flush mounts. You can have a troffer that mounts to the ceiling, downlights and track that mount to the ceiling, high and low bays, strips, and also canopy lights, which are very popular for exterior applications. And then we have suspended. Suspended, just like the name sounds, this is suspended from the ceiling. Popular names: pendants in residential, chandeliers, fan lights, linear, both indirect and direct and indirect, where some light goes off the ceiling and some light is directly down and off the ceiling. Again, depending on the application, you have a variety of lights to meet the need within the space. High and low bays, those are almost always suspended. They're up so high, so if you can lower by 2 or 3 feet, you need less fixtures or get higher foot candle levels. And those are almost always used in industrial or high ceiling applications. Let's take a look at applications by segment. The largest and widest one is commercial applications, which includes office, education, and healthcare. And in that, I'm also going to put in retail lighting because they use many of the same types of fixtures. So in the commercial, office, and retail, some of the most common fixture types are lay-ins. Because they use suspended ceiling, it just makes sense that the 2x in all its forms are very popular. They come in different styles, wattages, and lumen output. Two that come to mind: flat panels, volumetric, and baskets. Also common is suspended fixtures. If you're in an area with lots of terminals, you probably want to have some indirect lighting. And you may have a fixture that does a little direct and a little indirect for a nice mix. Linear strips, They can be used in back offices, in hallways, in storage areas, in loading areas, in sub basements, etc. There, the light is doesn't need to be as intense, and a strip fixture will provide enough lumens to get to the foot candle levels that you need. Also popular are recessed cans, especially in an aisleway or a private office or conference room. Any place that you want to separate the open office with maybe a different space. Emergency lighting, absolutely required for most spaces, and they can be integrated into the fixture or separate wall packs. Task lighting is to provide additional light to either highlight a space or because you need more light for that task. Think of a clean room. You may have enough light, but certain sections of that clean room will have much more light, and generally a task light will be used in order to supply it. Dimming is almost a given. Almost every fixture needs to have a dimmer because it's required by code, and some level of building automation and controls are also required by most codes. Popular type for general lighting, talked about flat panel for lay-in ceilings. Then the next one, we have a center basket with one lens where the light emanates from that one center basket. Some people prefer a double basket, give it a different look and feel and a different beam spread. And on the top right, an interesting fixture. It's a lay-in fixture or recess fixture, but it also provides indirect light. It does that by having a basket where the light doesn't come out the front, but it's reflected off the back. In pendants, we have indirect pendants, we have direct-indirect pendants. And for surface mounted, you can also have a flat panel, our decorative blink series, or even a center basket with a special mounting feature. The most popular fixture in office and retail is the 2x or lay-in. Why? Because most of the ceilings are suspended and these fit right in or lay in to the suspended ceiling. In the model that you see in front of us, this is a flat panel that features color quick with 3 different color temperatures that can be adjusted by moving the switch. It has 2 voltage packages, 100 through 277 and 100 through 347 for those applications that may be in Canada. It's DLC certified, which makes it available for utility rebates and is 50,000 hours. In this particular package, we do also offer an emergency battery backup pack that comes integrated into the fixture. You don't buy an emergency battery backup for this and then install it. The fixture comes with it. So you don't have to spend all that extra time figuring out what wire goes where. This is very popular flat panel and is also comes with surface mounting kits if you have a hard ceiling that you don't want to penetrate. For basketed lay-in, we have both single and double basket troffers or lay-ins. They feature color quick and power quick. 3 color temperatures selectable, 3500, 4000, and 5000, and power quick allows you to change the wattage from 30 watts, 40 watts, or 50 watts. So if you're doing a design with one of these fixtures, you need to select or decide which power you want, and then the design will be accurate. Because if you pick a 30 watt design and then decide, well, the customer really wants a 50, certainly you can do it and give them higher foot candle levels, but whatever you calculated for power would not be correct. In this advanced style color quick and power quick fixture, the EM option is not available integrated into the fixture, but you can add a separate emergency backup to the fixture. We have other fixtures of this type, but they're not color and power quick that do have the emergency battery backup built in. Strip lighting, very popular. Next time you walk into an office building, look around. you'll see applications of strip lighting. They're popular in work areas, hallways, basements, closets, etc. Some have motion sensors, some have pull chains, some are connectable, some are just high lumen output, and some are just quick and easy to install. Most of them come with 2 and 4 foot lengths. We do have emergency options, and many of them are NEC certified for closet installation. In multifamily housing, hospitality, retail, residential, and healthcare applications, there are also some different common types. Surface and wall mounts, commonly called vanities, or utility, or sconce lighting, you'll see in dining areas, closets, storage, restrooms, loading dock, and security areas. Recessed downlights are popular in this application as well. Emergency lighting is available in many of our surface mount lights and also our downlights. When task and accents is needed, we'll look at some of our under cabinet, track, and wall washing fixtures. And dimming, very popular in conference rooms, offices, dining, and stairwells. Most of our fixtures do come already equipped with 0 to 10 dimming options. Our blink flush mount fixtures come in a variety in shapes and sizes and are a standard for multi-story residential applications. In multi-stories, if you go above 2 floors, in order to put in a downlight, you'd need either a firebox or a fixture that's rated to withstand a fire. In the slim fixtured blink product line, it mounts to a junction box below the ceiling, and it acts like a downlight, but it doesn't penetrate the ceiling. Therefore, no expensive additional hardware or specific fixture that's rated for a fire is needed. Blink is available in square, round, rectangular, in 5 different finishes, and also has emergency battery backup options, which are perfect for hallways and stairwells. Satco offers a full line of decorative fixtures that can be used in hospitality, multifamily, residential, and any other space that you want a little bit more than a functional fixture, something that's pleasing to the eye or architectural looking. Our fixtures span the gamut of chandeliers, pendants, close to ceiling or flush, island type pendants, wall lighting, vanity sconces, and a whole range of outdoor decorative fixtures. Looking at some of our newer collections, these sky bridge and axis fixtures are perfect for that condominium that looks out into the forest. Here's a mixture of our cuddy, catwalk, and Alondra fixtures used in a restroom. You can see how elegant and attractive they look combined in this application. In light commercial, hospitality, healthcare, our glamour fixtures are very popular. These are flush mounts that come in various sizes and lumen packages. And when wall sconces and vanities are needed, our Glamour and Crispo LED fixtures are both efficient, long-lasting, and good-looking. Drum fixtures are very popular in hospitality, and we offer a full line of these. And in our flush mount EMR line, all of the fixtures on the right-hand side can be fitted with emergency battery backup options. It gives you a look of a residence, but the functionality of an emergency battery fixture. When accent and task lighting is needed, we have both track and LED track heads. They come in 3 different finishes, and they can be used on the wall or the ceiling. We have 2 beam spreads, 24 and 36 degrees, and all of our LED fixtures are 12 watts. They are also rated at 3000 degrees Kelvin and dimmable with certain dimmers. Our LED track bars are popular in retail applications because they can be used to wall wash merchandise. Also at home, if you have a feature wall where you want to just graze or uplight the wall very evenly, these fixtures attach right to the track bars, so they are not obvious and they are easy to install. In those hospitality residential applications, you see a lot of under cabinet, task, and cove lighting, and we'll show you some fixtures that can do that. Our thread line is easy to install, comes in multiple sizes and multiple ways to connect to power. It can be used plug-in or a direct power feed. We also have tape line in our Starfish family and under cabinet quick install fixtures. For color changing and tunable light, our Starfish tape light is suitable for indoor and outdoor locations. It looks perfect for coves, under cabinet, step, and accent lighting. Site, area, and outdoor lighting is common to many applications. We'll take this section up now. Here's a variety of exterior lighting fixtures and applications using wall packs, floodlights, security lighting, steps, bollards, canopies, shoebox for parking, street lights, barn lights, and post tops. We have an extensive collection of outdoor lights for almost any application. Let's look at some of them now. When doing exterior lighting, you should be aware of any municipal codes that require fixtures to be shielded or have full cutoff. Full cutoff means that none of the light from the fixture escapes and goes into the night sky. Let's look at the fixture at the lower right. Here is a fully unshielded fixture which allows the light to go out in all directions. A full cutoff fixture does not allow any of the light to go above 90 degrees. The International Dark Sky Association works with municipalities to get these fully shielded fixtures incorporated into their outdoor lighting plan. The reason is to minimize the harmful effects of light pollution. Our standard wall pack is full-size, energy-efficient, LED, and offers superior quality packed with features and functionality and value. Its wattage range from 38 to 120 watts allows it to be mounted up to 20 feet high. Available are photocell and motion sensors. For lower mounting heights, 8 to 10 feet, our mini wall packs are perfect. These are only 20 watts and also available with and without photocells. Color selectability or color quick has also come to exterior fixtures. Our semi-cutoff wall pack directs light out but not up. The selectability and color temperature is 3000, 4000, and 5000. The fixture is 0 to 10 volt dimmable, and photocells are available. Our full cutoff wall pack is also color quick, allowing for that easy change of color temperature. The full cutoff directs lights completely down with no light trespass. Color temperatures are 3000, 4000, and 5000. It comes equipped with 0 to 10 dimming. The photocell is an accessory, and these are all maintenance free. When an adjustable wall pack is needed or specified, we also have it in color quick. 3000, 4000, or 5000 degree color temperatures is just a click away. 0 to 10 dimming is standard, and add-on photocells are sold separately. In fixtures, many times you need to see what type of mounting option is needed. And our floodlight line has many different options. All of our floodlights are die-cast aluminum. We have wattages from 15 to 150. A 1/2 inch knuckle mount with mounting plate is included for the 15 through 90 watt types. For the 150 watt, we include the slip fitter mount. All have 110 beam spread, range voltage 100 to 277 and 80 CRI, and specific CCT options of 3000, 4000, and 5000. These are not color adjustable. You have to look at the specific model number. These all come with a optional photocell mount. So the mounting options are universal, direct, slip fitter, yoke, and trunnion. We've reached the end of session 5, and here's the quiz. Troffers are referred to by tube-eyes, lay-ins, flat panels. Is that true or false? Blink surface mount fixtures act like a type of fixture that begins with a D and ends with a T. Decorative fixtures are used in residential, hospitality, and healthcare applications. Is that true or false? And full cutoff fixtures emit no light into a 3-letter word that begins with S. Again, send these responses to your regional manager. In the 6th and final Lighting Basics session, we'll cover industrial applications, fixture layouts, return on investments, and rebate finders, an example of return on investments with utility rebates. Until then, thank you for participating.